Now looking at our sarf component. In our book on sarf now, we're going to be moving on from verbs for a little while. We looked at the af'al and the different conjugations for al-madi, the past tense, al-mudari, the present tense, and whether it is majhul or ma'loom. If it's ma'loom, then it's known who's doing the action, like fa'ala, he did. If it's majhul, like fu'ila, it was done. We know that something was done, but we don't know who it is that's doing the action. We looked at all those things. We also looked at the amr, the command verb, if'al, do. Now we'll return to af'al, to verbs in the future, looking at different ways new meanings can be given to verbs by adding extra letters to their construction. But for now, we're going to take a break from verbs and look at some of the different ways that asma, that isms, that nouns are made. So the first thing we're going to look at today is ismul fa'il. And this basically means the ism that is the doer of an action. So fa'il means the one who does something. So this is a construction. If you take a verb and then put those same root letters into this construction, it will mean the one who does that action. So ismul fa'il, actually the word fa'il, is an example of an ism fa'il. So here, fa'il, on this pattern, fa'il means the one who does. Fa'ilani, the two who do. Fa'iluna, the group of people who do. Fa'ilatun, the female who does. Fa'ilatani, the two women who do. Fa'ilatun, the group of women who do. So, for example, if we wanted to take one of our verbs like kataba, he wrote, and plug it into this, then we want to say a writer, we would say katib. Two writers, katibani. A group of writers, katibuna. A female writer, katibatun. Two female writers, katibatun. A group, two female writers, katibatani. A group of female writers, katibatun. It's fairly simple. Just memorize these patterns and then know that this will always be the pattern, meaning the one who does the action that the letters in that pattern correspond to. Fa'ilun, fa'ilani, fa'iluna, fa'ilatun, fa'ilatani, fa'ilatun. The one who does, the two men who do, the group of men who do, the woman who does, the two women who do, the group of women who do. Try another example with another verb. For example, daraba, he hit. Daribun, the one who hits, or a one who hits. Daribani, two people who hit. Daribuna, a group of people who hit. Daribatun, a woman who hits. Daribatani, two women who hit. Daribatun, a group of women who hit. We're going to also look at one more thing today, and that is ismul mubalagha. Ismul mubalagha. And basically what that is this is something that's derived from the ismul fa'il. So the ismul fa'il is the one who does an action. Ismul mubalagha is the same thing except it has more emphasis. So like he says, وَيُصَاغُ مِنْ إِسْمِ الْفَاعِلِ لِلْمُبَالَغَةِ عَلَى وَزْنٍ, and then he gives the examples. He says you make mubalagha, this extra emphasis from the ism fa'il, on these patterns. فَعَالٌ, فَعُولٌ, مِفْعَالٌ, فَعِيلٌ, فَعِلٌ, فَعُولٌ, فَعِيلٌ. Yeah, and that's it. So all of these, some of them have, a little bit different. All of them have the meaning of emphasis, but some of them have a little bit different shades of meaning to them that you'll get used to the more you read and the more you come across them. So here he gives examples of each one of those. The most common is fa'al. Almost any word you can take it and make this pattern out of it. Fa'al. So even this word fa'al, Allah has talked about in Quran as being fa'alul lima yurid. He's constantly doing what he wants. No one can stop him from doing what he wants. So if he just said fa'ilun lima yurid, I mean he's somebody who does what he wants. But fa'alun lima yurid means He, is always constantly over and over again doing what he wants, and nobody can stop him from doing that. So this is very common pattern, fa'al. And you'll see this pattern a lot too, coming for descriptions of somebody who does a certain job. For example, najjar, fa'al. So a najjar is a carpenter. So here he's going to give you examples from each of these patterns. So faham, somebody that has really good understanding, right? He's not just fahimun, someone who understands. He's faham. He has really, a high level of understanding. Darub, somebody who's always hitting people all the time, or always hitting, always striking. Mithbal, somebody who's has lots of fadl, lots of generosity, lots of kindness, is always giving to people, always helping. Alim, right, on the pattern fa'il. So now you know when it says that Allah is sami'un, alimun. Both of those are on the pattern of fa'ilun. And that means, doesn't just mean he hears and he knows, right? Sami'a, to hear. Alima, to know. He's not sami'. On the pattern ism fa'il, sami' just means someone who hears. Alim means somebody who knows. But Allah is sami'. He's alim. That means extra emphasis is, all hearing, all knowing. Hadirun, somebody who's very precautious. Faruq, right? The laqab, the nickname that's given to Umar ibn al-Khattab, from faraqa, to split between two different things. Siddiq, right? On the pattern fi'il, the one who's always, confirming, always believing, having that real strong belief. So that's what you need to be familiar about from this lesson for today, that we have the ism fa'il, that's on the pattern fa'ilun, and then if we want to make it for two men, fa'ilani, for a group of men, fa'iluna, for a woman, fa'ilatun, for two women, fa'ilatani, for a group of women, fa'ilatun. And that has the meaning of the one that does an action. And then we have ismul mubalagha, those constructions that have the same meaning of ism fa'al, the one that does an action, but here with extra emphasis. Fa'al, fa'ul, mif'al, fa'il, fa'il, fa'ul, fa'il. So definitely memorize all the patterns for ismul fa'il, and try, if you can, also to memorize the patterns for ismul mubalagha. But if you're not, at least be familiar with them, so that maybe you won't be able to memorize them right away, where if I ask you to repeat them all, you can repeat them all from the top of your mind, but at least be familiar with them so that when you see them, you'll remember, oh wait, this is ismul mubalagha.